What's going on, YouTube? It's Saturday night. Sorry, I'm just finishing up a mouthful of my favorite candy. This stuff is so amazing. I just recently discovered it. Very hard to find. Very delicious. Anyways. I've been doing a lot of import premium detailed diecast IPDD stuff, JDM and JNC. JDM, Japanese domestic market. JNC is a more specific, narrowed down classification for what I like, because it is JDM, but it's also more than that because it's more the classic stuff, the nostalgic, Japanese nostalgic cars. So, excuse me, man. And I had Portillos for dinner. Ooh, talk about delicious. All right, so this is going to be more of the basic stuff from Tomica. I don't have a whole bunch of it, but I do have a lot. I just did a video. It was 30 minutes, so I deleted it. It's too long. So I'm going to try to zip through these. This is a gift from Champion DJK, and it's circa late 1970s, I think. This is a Tomica Pocket Cars Toyota Land Cruiser. It's missing the grille, but outside of that, it's pretty close to mint. Small flea bite on the hood. But yeah, this thing is in really nice condition. It's a Japan base. I think the Japan stuff usually brings a little bit more of a premium because they have not been made in Japan for, I think, like 20 years. So opening doors, really nice casting. Thanks again, Dave, for sending that, man. I love that casting. That'll stay in my collection forever. Here's a Land Cruiser 70. This is a more modern casting. I don't know what this series is called, but they come in a white box like this. And they are numbered. These cars run about $7 a piece. Maybe a little bit more if you buy it online, because they have to ship from Japan. Unless you can find a domestic dealer, which if you want one, look up the Toy Pimp on Instagram. He has tons of these. In fact, I think he has all of them. If he doesn't have all of them available, he has most of them. I bought this online before I knew about Toy Pimp. I have this in white as well, but it's an awesome Toyota Land Cruiser. It's a rare truck, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. It's rare in the United States, I tell you that. But pretty cool little casting. Transparent lens headlights, nice detail on the grille with the Toyota logo. Pretty cool. And then the FJ that you see there was part of this. Takara Tomy 4-pack. I did get the diorama all cleaned up. It looks so good. Oh, there's my delicious candy. Yeah, buddy. Anyways, this was the first Tomica, this was the first thing I bought that was Tomica. So these are the first 4 Tomica castings that I ever owned. And they're basic cars, so they're not great when comparing them to the limited vintage or even the premium. Some of them are pretty close, though, to as nice as the premium. And I'll show those here in a minute. But that's your FJ. I have another one of those. I'm not sure if this is like an emergency livery. I don't think it might be a police livery. I don't know. It's not the Tokyo Police. I know that. And I only know that because this is the Tokyo Police. Green Light did a GTR with this livery that looks totally awesome. But this is another basic Tomica Fairlady Z. Got a little light bar. Nice little casting. These are much nicer, much more detailed than Hot Wheels. There are a few castings where that Hot Wheels might have done a little bit better. But for the most part, you can't get these castings from Hot Wheels. Here's another one from that 4-pack. It's a Nissan X-Trail. And I think there was a US model of this. I don't know if it was the Rogue. I don't think it was the Murano. But pretty cool SUV crossover. Lensed headlights, painted brake lights. The wheels on these are real basic, like Hot Wheels. They have about maybe 2 or 3 different wheels to choose from for all the cars. This thing is awesome. This is the only domestic model that I have from Tomica. Came in the 4-pack. I would love to see Greenlight do this, and I have a feeling that they are going to at some point. But, man, I'm not the only one looking forward to that day. They do it in the 1:43 scale, but I want to see it in the 1:64 scale. So let's go Greenlight. I know you got the licensing. Get the tool made and let's get it done. So this is a Tomica. Another thing too is these tell you the scale. So in this particular case, this is a, where is it? I know I just saw it. Oh, 1:65, right up here at the top. I like these wheels a lot better, and tires. I wish they would have used these wheels and tires on those FJs. But that's pretty sweet little Jeep Wrangler Unlimited there. I'm going to scoot these back because I have some pretty awesome ones that I want to show here that I want to be up front. This one here, I like a lot, but don't like. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I think they could have done a little bit better job on it, and I think my issue with it is the opening doors. I'm not the biggest fan of that. And the scale, the color is awesome. It's a pearlescent white. The detail's pretty good with the headlights and brake lights. The Lexus emblem looks amazing. The wheels, I prefer these wheels over these other basic wheels, which are on a lot of their castings. So I am okay with the wheels on this one. The opening doors, you know, I mean, Tomica definitely does a better job with those than anybody else. M2 is horrible with their opening doors. Greenlight does it on maybe 3 or 4 of their castings, which that's a tool that they lease from Shelby Collectibles, and they always come out horrible. It just doesn't work in this size. We don't need opening doors. We just don't. But Tomica does them, and I guess they do them better than anybody else. And this is a black car. My lighting hates black cars. I have no idea why. It's very irritating. Come on. That's so annoying. This is an Initial D car, so it's licensed for Initial D. R32 Skyline, lens headlights, indicators, painted brake light detail, GTR emblem. Pretty sweet little casting for a Tomica Basic. I think this is one of the nicer ones. This one is pretty dope here too. This is probably one that you'll never see another casting of. That's why I bought it. It's a Honda CRV. They don't make this casting anymore. They've discontinued it from what I was told. So that's why I grabbed it. I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to see another 1:64 Honda CRV. But also, this is what really caught my attention, is that opening hatch. That is just sweet right there. So that's pretty dope. And then my favorite, this looks so good that from 3 feet away, it looks like the Kyosho. I have the Kyosho. My Kyosho is the same car, it's just not the initial D. So it doesn't have the writing on the door. Other than that, it's the same car, and if you stand just a step or two back, you can't tell the difference. That's how nice this one is. Now, if you're looking at the back end, you can tell the difference because this is painted and the Kyosho is all lensed. But for a Tomica Basic, this car looks totally awesome. The wheels look totally awesome. The color, it's like an off-white, almost like a cream color. The headlights are up and painted. Man, that is just awesome. Toyota Sprinter. Opening doors. These ones line up real tight. Real nice joint on these. And these are all made in Vietnam. So back in the pocket car days, they were made in Japan. Nowadays, they're made in Vietnam. So that's my Tomica Basic. I have a few cars here from the premium. We'll start with this one. So these are also plastic-based, plastic tires. This is a 1/62 scale Toyota Celica GT4. And I like this one. I think they probably could have done a little bit better on those wheels. And I think lensed headlights would have been a little bit nicer than painted. Most of the cars in the premium have lensed headlights. This one does not, but it's still a pretty decent looking Toyota Celica. So really cool car there. Now, so the first handful of cars that I did come in a little white box like so. And then that Celica and these last 6 cars after the Celica come in a little black box like this. The white box I get for $7, or I get 3 of them for 20. These ones are $15, and I think these are 2 for 25. So you might be able to find them online. They're not going to be any cheaper than that, though. I mean, I'd be shocked if they were, because they have to ship from overseas. You might be able to find a dealer here in the United States. You might, but the only one I know of is the Toy Pimp, and that's where I get all this stuff, the vast majority of it. Some of this I have purchased online. Anyway, so you just saw the black box, which is the Tomica Premium, and you saw the box for the Subaru Impreza 22B STI version, 1/61 scale, and this thing is sick. This is a sick little car. Great color. Awesome color. The wheels at first I thought looked kind of weak, but I've gotten over that. I actually think they look pretty decent at this point. They're way nicer than any Hot Wheels mainline wheel. Lensed headlights. I'll try to get this thing focused here. I apologize. You got the Subaru logo there in the honeycomb grille. Actually, that's not really a honeycomb. It's more of a mesh. You got the STI on the fog light covers. Two-tone interior. These all have sprung suspension. Even the basics in the back have sprung suspension. The only one that doesn't is the Jeep. So you could slam these. They already have a pretty nice stance, but if you're a customizer and you're good at that kind of thing, you could slam them even more. This one here is 1/62 scale Tomica Nismo R34 GTR Z-Tune. So there are 3 Skylines in the Tomica Premium set, 3 that I know of. There are 2 R34s, and the other one I think is a Iron Mask Skyline. DR30 or something like that. Anyways, this one is pretty sweet here. Not all of these feature opening doors. Some do, some don't. But this has a really nice two-tone red and black interior. I don't care for the wheels on this car at all. I don't like them. But that's just about the only thing about this car that I don't like are those wheels. And I'll show you why I don't like them here in a minute. But look at that detail. The detail is sick. R34. Skyline. Here's why I don't like those black wheels. Because they just look better on this blue one. And I think they're even the same wheels. Yeah. They are the same wheels. It's just one of them is painted. On this blue car here, which is it's another R34. Skyline GTR V-Spec 2. Pretty sure this is an R34. It might be a 32 or a 33. But anyhow, the wheels on this one look quite a bit better with that smoke color. And this one, the interior is all black. It's not as nice of an interior as the silver one, but the car itself, just because of those wheels, and I do like that blue color a little bit better, I think. How is my camera not focusing tonight? GTR, it says Skyline right above the license plate. Very nice. Tomica makes some really nice stuff. I have a feeling this stuff down the road might be pretty collectible. I don't know, that's just a thought. This one here is pretty dope. I would love to see Kyosho bring this one out if they haven't already. If they have, I need to know about it so I can track it down. This is a 1:61 scale Mazda RX-7 FD3S. 2014 copyright base. And this thing is so sick. It's got the body kit, the chrome exhaust tip. Look at the detail on the back end though with the brake lights. This has a great stance. The wheels look good. It does have lens headlights. It does have a nice interior. They did a bang-up job on this casting, in my opinion. And it would just look so dope slammed. There's your regular stance. There's your lowered stance. Same thing here. Regular, lowered, regular, lowered. All right, I got two more. These are my, I don't know if they're my two favorite. The last one's definitely my favorite. I'm not sure if this is one of my two favorites or not. I do like it quite a bit. I actually saw one of these this morning when I was out. The one I saw was black. Actually, I didn't. I'm sorry. The one that I saw was an Acura NSX. This here is a Honda NSX Type R. That is killer. That is killer. Here's a perfect example of Tomica smashing Hot Wheels. Totally smashing Hot Wheels. And I gotta say, that NSX casting that Hot Wheels brought out is a pretty nice little casting. Doesn't touch this one. Doesn't even come close. And that's what I don't like about Hot Wheels, is they go all cartoony. They, you know, the rear wheels on that thing are huge, and it just, not a lot of Hot Wheels cars look realistic. And that's why, part of why I'm not real big on Hot Wheels. I do have a bunch of them, but from a detail standpoint, these are quite a bit better. And unlike the TLV, which is Tomica's high end stuff. They're about $25 a car, and they're probably a solid notch or two above Auto World from a detail and quality standpoint. Those are your collectible cars for dioramas or just collecting. These cars here that you see are made to be played with. So you can roll these around in the dirt, you can drop them, you know, they are made to be played with. Now they're probably not going to hold up as well as a Hot Wheels. You know, this spoiler is probably going to break off if you drop it on a concrete sidewalk. But they can still be played with pretty hard. This is my favorite. This is the last car. Thank you everybody for sticking with me. I got this done in 10 less minutes than the last one. So this is my favorite car of all the Tomica basic and premium cars that I've seen. I think this casting is nice enough to be, almost nice enough, not quite, to be a TLV. If it had rubber tires and it was scaled a little bit smaller, because it is a 1:60, so it's a little bit big, but the detail and the body lines on this and the proportions are sick. They killed it. The color is awesome. You have your indicators that are painted and detailed. You have lensed, insert transparent headlights. These don't have prototypical wheels, but while they don't have prototypical wheels, these wheels here are identical to what this car came with from the factory. But this is where they really hit the grand slam. That is so nice right there. Lensed, brake lights, indicators, Fairlady Z, painted exhaust tips. It does have T-tops. I mean, they just did an amazing job on this casting, so that is why it's my favorite. And again, if you slam these things, they look really good. So that is my Tomica basic / Tomica premium collection. As you can see here, I only have 7 of the Tomica premiums, and I have what do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the basics. I have that blue Land Cruiser truck that's up at the garage door. I have that in white as well. I just didn't bring it out. So not a whole ton of these, but I do also have. So right now with Tomica, back in the day you had the pocket cars, which is what that FJ is. And then before they started getting into the limited vintage stuff, they had Tomica Limited. And I've got 6 or 7 of those as well. I've got a Datsun Bluebird. I've got a Japan Skyline. I've got a Prince Skyline. I've got a Mazda RX-3. I've got a first generation Honda Civic. So I actually probably have enough of those to justify a video. So I might maybe do that. But anyways, street view. That NSX is dope. That Skyline is dope. That Fairlady is a favorite. If only I had a camera that focused. Anyways, you can see I got a lot of the diorama cleaned off. I put a whole bunch of stuff away today. So there's my candies. Those things are so delicious. Anyways, thanks for checking it out. I will holler at the next one. Maybe a while. Oh, I did win an auction tonight on eBay. It's just one car. So it's not a whole lot, and it's not any of this cool stuff. I'll give you a hint. It's Johnny Lightning, and it's an older one. But I'm stoked to do the video on that thing. So it's shipping here from the US, so I should have it probably by Thursday. So that'll be cool. And otherwise, not going to be any new content for a while. So if I feel like making a video, it'll be a video reviewing something that I already have. Like maybe I might do a video on those Tomica Limiteds, because those are a little bit nicer than the, I don't know if I'd say nicer. They do have a metal base and they have rubber tires. And they have opening doors. But they're not newer models. They are more neo. I would say previous to 1980, prior to 1980 stuff. Maybe even older than that. So maybe I'll just go get them and do a video real quick instead of talking till I get to 30 minutes. So, all right. Thanks for checking it out. As always, I appreciate the support, and I will holler at the next video.